Make My Sandwiches podcast show on dating. That phrase, women and accountability are like water and oil, is a provocative metaphor suggesting that the two don't mix easily. It's often used in online spaces to critique perceived patterns in how some women handle responsibility, especially in relationships or social dynamics. But let's unpack it with more nuance. 1. Social conditioning and incentives. Some argue that women are often socially rewarded for being agreeable or nurturing, but not necessarily for owning mistakes. In contrast, men might be more directly challenged or expected to man up when things go wrong. This difference in socialization can shape how accountability is expressed or avoided. 2. Victimhood and narrative framing. In certain contexts, especially online, there's a perception that women are more likely to frame themselves as victims in conflict, which can deflect responsibility. This isn't exclusive to women, but the critique suggests it's more socially acceptable for women to do so without backlash. 3. Cultural double standards. Some critics point out that when women do take accountability, they're sometimes met with harsher judgment or shame, which can discourage openness. So the oil and water metaphor might reflect not just behavior, but the environment that shapes it. 4. Relationship dynamics. In dating discourse, especially in the manosphere or red pill communities, this metaphor is used to express frustration with what's seen as a lack of introspection or ownership from women after breakups or conflicts. But this view often lacks balance. It overlooks the many women who do reflect, grow, and take responsibility. If you're exploring this for your satirical podcast, Raymond, this could be a gold mine. Imagine a baby podcaster saying, "Mummy said she's emotionally mature, but blamed Daddy, the moon, and Mercury retrograde for ghosting him." Want to spin this into a sketch or dive deeper into the psychology behind it? There are several cultural forces that can subtly, or not so subtly, shape how women engage with accountability, often in ways that are misunderstood or oversimplified. Let's break it down. 1. Socialization toward harmony over confrontation. From a young age, many women are taught, explicitly or implicitly, to prioritize emotional harmony, avoid conflict, and be nice. This can lead to a communication style that sidesteps direct blame or responsibility, not out of malice, but as a survival strategy in social dynamics. 2. Fear of social punishment. Women who own up to mistakes, especially in leadership or public roles, can face harsher judgment than men. This double standard can create a chilling effect, where avoiding accountability becomes a form of self-protection. 3. Victimhood as a social currency. In some cultural narratives, especially online, victimhood can be a powerful identity. When being wronged garners more sympathy or attention than being wrong, it can incentivize deflection over ownership. 4. Narratives of fragility. There's a long-standing cultural trope that women are emotionally fragile or in need of protection. This can lead to infantilization, where women are not held to the same standards of responsibility, which ironically undermines their agency. 5. Media and pop culture reinforcement. From sitcoms to reality TV, female characters are often portrayed as emotionally reactive, justified in their actions, or rarely held accountable unless it serves a dramatic arc. These portrayals can subtly reinforce the idea that accountability isn't expected or even desirable for women. 6. Psychological coping mechanisms. Some women may lean into avoidance or blame shifting, not because of gender, but because of internalized pressure to be perfect. Admitting fault can feel like a threat to self-worth, especially in cultures that tie female value to being good or pure. This isn't about blaming women. It's about understanding the cultural scaffolding that shapes behavior. If you're weaving this into a satirical sketch, Raymond, imagine a baby podcaster saying, "Mommy said she's emotionally intelligent, but blamed the patriarchy, her horoscope, and a gluten allergy for ghosting her therapist." Want to explore how this plays out in dating or workplace dynamics next? Yes.